Abyss Studios have released a new trailer for their upcoming dark fantasy action RPG Abyss World, or Abyss World Apocalypse if you go by its Steam listing. The game is a third-person action-adventure game featuring melee and magic that takes place in a vast and stunning open world made in Unreal Engine 5. It's listed on Steam as a gory, violent single-player and multiplayer game, but not much else is known about it at this stage, including the release date, which remains TBA. A single-player zombie survival game titled Into the Dead: Our Darkest Days is the next game from developer Pickpock, the team behind Into the Dead and Into the Dead 2. This new franchise installment promises to be very challenging, especially given death will be permanent. What's been shown so far looks stylish and impactful, but you'll have to wait for it, as this one won't be hitting shelves until sometime in 2024. Another survival game on the way is Holston, a psychological horror game from Astro Bears party developer Sonka. An interesting aspect of Holston is that it features a free camera system, allowing players to look around a completely hand-drawn, pixel art-based world. No release date yet on this one, but keep your eye out for the demo, which is due to drop on Steam in January 2023. A few days ago, AdGlobe, the team behind Ender Lilies, gave us our first glimpse at their upcoming dark fantasy RPG, Redemption Reapers. The reveal trailer featured a mix of turn-based strategy gameplay and cutscenes set in a medieval fantasy world. Release on this one is set for February 2023. More Fun Studios are making a video game adaptation of Hitori no Shita, the Outcast, which is a Chinese webcomic that was itself adapted into a Chinese-Japanese martial arts anime TV series, now currently in its 5th season. The first gameplay trailer dropped this week, suggesting the game will follow its source material very closely, both in style and story, with plenty of supernatural elements and mystical martial arts action. No release date yet, though it seems this one's aiming solely at a mobile release on iOS and Android when it does come out. Action comedy first-person shooter High on Life released on December 16 to generally favourable reviews. At the time of this video, the user score on Metacritic is 79%, while the top critic average on OpenCritic is 69%. Steam user reviews are tracking well at very positive. Squanch Games have also been active since release. 2 major patches have dropped in just the first few days. High on Life, which is by the co-creator of Rick and Morty and shares a similar style, but is not actually related in any way to Rick and Morty, is also a Day 1 Game Pass game. Thunderful Development's open sea and story-driven action-adventurer Wavetale got released this week. This one's a relaxing adventure game that sees players exploring and gliding over a water-filled world. Reviews so far have been favourable. Users on Steam have it tracking as mostly positive, while Metacritic and OpenCritic both have it sitting at 74%. This one's apparently very playable on a Steam Deck as well. Blacktail is the first game from developer The Parasite. This one's a single-player medieval first-person archery shooter that takes place in a dark fairy tale world and is strong on both action and story. It dropped on December 15 and has since been tracking it very positive on Steam, with a high 81% on OpenCritic too. There's a couple of 9 out of 10s floating around, so definitely check this one out. On the same day Blacktail was released, developer Cloverbyte released DLC for their action-adventure RPG GRIME. Titled GRIME Colors of Rot, the DLC adds new bosses, new abilities and new weapons, as well as a whole new area to the game. And it's completely free, so if you already own GRIME, there's no reason not to check it out. Indie developer Yaza Games announced their upcoming ink-based strategy game Inkulinati will be released January 31st, 2023. Inkulinati is a single-player game that revolves around inking medieval manuscripts and dueling. It will also offer local multiplayer for local duels. A demo is up on Steam right now if you want to try it out. Soleil, the developer behind Samurai Jack Battle Through Time and Valkyrie Elysium, announced Wanted Dead is now open for pre-orders. Wanted Dead is a cyberpunk-themed third-person hack-and-slash shooter where you play in an elite Hong Kong police squad called the Zombie Unit, tasked with uncovering a corporate conspiracy. A physical collector's edition for PS4, PS5 and Xbox Series X was also revealed. Wanted Dead releases on February 14, 2023. Frictional Games, the team behind Soma, this week announced a brand new installment in the Amnesia horror franchise, one that promises to bring a fresh approach to the series. Amnesia the Bunker takes place in a dark World War I bunker, and features an open world sandbox where players are constantly hunted by an otherworldly creature. The game is designed around the concept of emergent gameplay, as in the game's events will be largely unscripted and what unfolds will do so as an adaptation to the player's choices. To work how they intend it to, Frictional say players will have a high degree of agency. When combined with the lack of scripting and a world filled with horrors that adapt, Amnesia the Bunker promises to be terrifying and nerve-wracking at every step, as well as offering very high replayability. Amnesia the Bunker will be released sometime in 2023. Neo developer Team Ninja dropped a new trailer for their dark fantasy action RPG Wolong Fallen Dynasty this week. The trailer revealed some never-before-seen bosses, environments, and showcased some new weapons. Wolong also opened up for pre-orders, which will reward early adopters with unique armor sets. There's also a physical steelbook edition for collectors. Wolong Fallen Dynasty will be out on March 3rd, 2023. Despite low player numbers, Marvel's Avengers continues to be supported with patch 2.7.1 being deployed just a few days ago. The patch coincided with a new content drop that included the addition of Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, added as a new character, as well as the long-awaited AIM's Cloning Lab endgame challenge, plus some new gear and a power cap increase. There was a point when Marvel's Avengers player numbers had dipped to around just 300 on average daily, but they've again climbed back over the 1,000 daily concurrent player mark. Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon was one of the big reveals at the 2022 Game Awards, since causing a ton of speculation about whether or not it would be a new Souls-like. From Software's president Hidetaka Miyazaki squashed those rumours in an interview with IGN, confirming that they haven't made a conscious effort to direct the game towards Soulsborne type gameplay, but have instead taken the core of what fans love about the original game into a modern environment. So good news for Armored Core fans, and no, it's not a Souls-like. And that's it for the key video game news of the last few days. While you wait for the next video, head on over to GOG.com. They're offering the indie naval action game King of Seas for free for the next 48 hours or so. Check the Epic Games Store as well. They've got Horizon Chase Turbo as a free giveaway right now, and a mystery-free game coming up in a few short hours. And finally, if you're a fan of this quick, no blah blah style of video game news, give the video a like so that we know to keep making them. Thanks for watching.